the President Muhammadu Buhari gave a national broadcast about the 60th anniversary of Nigeria, commemorating Nigeria at 60. And I asked the question earlier, is Nigeria a work in progress or a failed project at this time? Now, looking at some of the speech and analysis he gave about the petrol pump price in Nigeria and some other neighboring countries, a lot of reactions indeed trailing this particular development. Now, joining us on the program this evening is Dr. Dayo Kayode. Dr. Dayo Kayode is a political technocrat. Many thanks for having you on Political Lens.
It's my pleasure being here today, Emmanuel.
All right, sir.
Good evening.
Muyiwa Ogulaja is also Otumba Muyiwa Ogulaja, public affairs analyst. Thank you so much for joining us on Political.
Thank you, man. Doctor, welcome on board.
My pleasure being on set with you again today.
All right, well, congratulations to Nigeria at 60.
You want to say congratulations? I wouldn't want to take that word congratulations because as for me, we are not celebrating. Rather, we are just trying to say yes.
How do you mean?
Yeah, because war was on ground at that time that made our forefathers to fight for the independence are still on ground now. In those days, we were saying, look, these imperialists, they are trying to oppress us. They cut away our resources. They do this, they do that. Today, it's still pervading our environment, whereby we have leaders that are so hedonistic in their behavior. Leaders that are highly insensitive to the needs, aspirations of Nigerians. Until today, we still have series of insurgents, war, even a lot of people agitating for their own independence. So why are we now independent? No. It is a new form of internal colonialism. So
how do you mean? You have to expatiate further.
Some people, the so-called leaders, are already.
If you are not independent, you can't come here on a live TV
no.
and give expression about Nigeria.
Even at that time, have you forgotten that even at that time, 1958, we had the WNBC, WNTV. Have you forgotten? So it has nothing to do with independence. All right? Even at independence, there are some things I will say here. You say, no, doctor, that is a speech. Have you forgotten? So all those things put together is telling us that, look, we are still under the claws of some.
Okay.
I disagree with that.
What do you make
I want to say that I want to congratulate Nigerians and congratulate the nation. When you have a pregnancy, whether the baby boy comes out as a bouncing baby boy or a beautiful girl, that mother must be congratulated. So once more, Nigerians, congratulations.
At 60?
At 60, and it's not easy to be 60.
You also congratulate stillborn?
No, I must have to say stillborn. It's not easy to be 60.
Are you saying Nigeria?
You still congratulate stillborn?
Nigeria that has provided the doctor with the ambulance he has should be congratulated. Many will not have had the opportunity to be what we are today if we have not had a country called Nigeria. So we should be very proud of this country. And I want to say that your boisterous attitude is also because there is peace. If there is no peace, we will be under the cliff now. I will not be able to express our opinion. So Nigerians, congratulations. We still have a long way to go, but I must say that it is work in progress. It is God's project, all, and it will be seen to its function. By the grace of God.
Well, interestingly, but you know that I am somebody who strongly believes in this country. All right? I strongly believe in this country.
That I know.
And I strongly believe that Nigeria will get there.
Definitely.
But what is on ground is not worth celebrating. Rather, calling for a deep reflection so that we can know how to get out of what we are into now, whereby we are comparing ourselves how much they are selling petrol in Nigeria and to that of Saudi Arabia, of which minimum wage in Saudi Arabia is 360, and that of Nigeria is how much?
We'll get there.
Do you understand? So let us have a deep reflection on how to get out of this imbroglio that we are experiencing.
Just a moment, gentlemen. I want us to get it clearly on the program this evening, Political Lens. Well, yesterday we saw the broadcast coming from President Muhammadu
Buhari.
Buhari. What do you make of the speech made by the president? Do you see this as a very promising one to Nigeria and to Nigerians?
The point must be understood that there's what's called perception. If you look at this, man, if I give this to you, you will say this is 6. If I do this to doctor, it becomes what? 9. You will look at the speech from your own perspective.
Okay.
To some people, it could be disappointing. But to me, welcoming, reassuring. There's no nation that will not have its own system problems. Nigeria is not an exception. In other climes, there are problems. And when speeches are made by the president, you will critically analyze and see what has been said. In that speech, there are many takeaways from that. It's not only the expression makes no sense. Nigerians have just taken out an expression from that speech that makes no sense, and they want to capitalize on that and crucify the president. Makes no sense could be metaphoric. It doesn't really mean that it's saying that there's no sense in the price of how much we are selling petroleum. What's in that? Is it feasible? Can we continue to sell petrol at that price, knowing full well the effects of the pandemic on our economy? And the entire world is in a coma for now. The entire world economy is sleeping. It's in a slumber. And Nigeria is not an exception. No country planned for this pandemic. And when it has come, you must make amends. Okay. You must make moves. One of the reasons why we have to look at the prices. Why the present one is not accessible.
Dr. Daikade is not that confident about
before you go to the comparison,
okay.
You must say that I agree that you cannot compare prices without looking at the per capita income of people, of citizens. But it must also be understood that prices are there to guide government, and for government to know that if these are not improved upon, there will be no revenue to provide other services. Bearing in mind how much we have lost due to nature, not only fault of government, not only fault of Nigerians. This is a worldwide pandemic, and it has eaten deep into the fabrics of the entire world economy. Nigeria is not an exception.
Okay, Nigeria is not an exception.
Now, let me start from where you started.
Yes.
This is 6.
Yes.
And this is how to write 9.
Yes.
When you're talking of perspective, it is from perception. Perception.
Yes.
People should also look at this. There's a difference between how you write a 6 and 9. And there is no way you turn it. Me, as a person, will know this is 6 and 9. So it depends on who you are dealing with. If you are dealing with a kindergarten guy, he will tell you this. But you are dealing with somebody.
Okay.
Then now back to our perception. Now, when you look at the president's speech, he's supposed to be the president of the country. And your perception should be a reflection of people's needs, aspirations, and agitations. All right? The moment.
Are you saying that didn't reflect in this
Listen to me.
Are you saying that didn't reflect in this
That's where I'm going. As regards that, when there is a departure from people's expectation, when there is a departure from people's needs and aspirations, then that particular is just as we are here. All right?
Okay.
There are some expectations from either of us. The moment we deviate from there, that means we have not lived up to the billings.
Okay, just a
Why
moment.
we are being invited here.
Just a moment. Let me quickly read the president on paragraph 44 there. Accordingly, in the last 3 years, we have introduced unprecedented measures in support of the economy and to the weakest members of our society in the shape of trader money, farmers' money,
job creation,
school feeding program, job creation, agricultural
intervention programs.
What do you make of this development?
Emmanuel, you want basket mouth to open again this evening. You are telling me about trader money. You are telling me about feeding the children program. Remember, when the minister was called upon to come and explain how they have distributed that money, explain to us. He was telling the National Assembly that, look, those papers, the documents are in AGF's office. Sir, after about 4-6 hours, what happened to AGS office? The place got burnt. Why? Do you call that one coincidence? Number one. Number two.
That could be a natural disaster.
The natural disaster indeed. The trader money, the vice president.
Yes.
The trader money, the vice president.
Okay.
Went to distribute in Alimosho. Went to distribute in Governor's Road. At all around.
Places.
Can he come around and account for it? For goodness sake. Where are the signatures of those people that are collected that 10,000? What economic benefit has it been to those people that collected that money? Look at what also happened in Edo. Look at what happened in Edo or recently because they wanted to have elections.
These are strong
But
allegations.
is it not true?
These are strong
Let them
allegations.
come out with the signatures of people that collected their money.
These
Let
are
them
strong
come out and
allegations.
explain to us who and who collected that money, and then let them give to us the multiply effect of that money on the economy. The money they went to Edo to distribute. Why distributing that money few days to the election?
Do you have facts?
Why?
The point is this.
Just
But
a
did they not distribute
Do you
money
have
during when it
Do
was
you have
about few
facts to
days?
back this up?
Excuse me,
No,
sir.
that was to be
Excuse me,
understood.
sir.
Just,
Did they not distribute money few days to election in Edo State?
Distribution of
Say
money.
he said that money.
No, distribution of
The
money
one
can
they
be
distributed,
done
the
by
one they
government.
distributed in
Do you have-
Lagos,
do you
the
have
other
facts?
side,
Do you have facts to do?
to throw pushers. Did they sign for it? The money they were throwing up and now, do people sign for it? Can they come out now and say these are the effects? These are issues. So what and what again have they introduced to this economy to remove people from this coaching situation that we are in? You came in, you said, look, we are increasing fuel to this, from this price to this price. We will ensure that the money gained from there will be used to make our refinery to be okay. We will come up with modular refineries. How many years, Emmanuel? Go and Google and study what we call modular refinery. It will tell you how long it takes to build a modular refinery and how much it takes to build a modular refinery. All the money they have been collecting by now, there is no state that's not supposed to be having at least one modular refinery. Where are those things?
All right.
I agree with you.
Let me put you on the pause. Let me put you on the pause. Let me get your reaction on this development.
It was understood
At 60
that
years.
when actions
Just a moment, Dr.
when
Dayakade.
actions take place, there's what is called actions and reactions. The vice president will not on his own give everybody the money. It will do what is called sample distribution.
Wow.
There are other government officials who will now go back and ensure that those who are to be given are given and they are properly documented.
Have they done that?
You cannot prove that they have not been done. You
And that is why they bombed the AGS office.
No. These are strong.
There are no allegations. Did
These are
it not
strong
happen?
allegations.
Emmanuel, did it not happen in this country?
Just a moment, gentlemen.
Did it
Gentlemen.
not happen in this country?
Don't-
Was she not invited by the National
Just a
Assembly
moment.
before that thing happened?
Can we-
No. You
I don't want you to
cannot
take
link
this
that.
personal.
No, you
It's not
cannot
about being
link that.
personal. It's about talking about facts and figures that we are experiencing at 60.
You cannot link
Just a
that
moment,
to what's
Dr.
happening. You
Dayakade.
cannot link that.
Can I have your reaction on this
Yes.
development?
As I was saying, that when these programs come up, definitely the vice president who championed the program will not be saying distribute to everybody. There will be sample distribution, and other government officials will now go back to do the detailing. It's like the president's speech.
something like that,
It's
collected
like,
and-
it's like the president's speech.
Dr. Dayakade.
When you have a speech on budget,
Okay.
after that, the minister will now go back and do the details, do the analysis. So that you must know that will have been done. That's certain. And as for job creation too, there's no disputing the fact that many were employed. I have a cousin who was employed. I remember that. The government might not have done enough, but to not just close the chapter and say they have not done anything, it is too sweeping, a generalization. And that's not fair enough for a government that is trying to do its best for the nation. The problems are there. The problems are so compounded that it will only take time, patience, and contribution of everybody to get us out of this problem. All hands must be on deck to get us out of this problem. If there's a natural disaster somewhere, it should not be linked to the fact that they have done some fraudulent activities that take place.
Nobody is talking about fraudulent activities
I
now.
have seen,
But what a coincidence.
Very good.
What a coincidence.
If there is no
Indeed.
coincidence, there will be no
Indeed.
word. There will be no word coincidence in the dictionary. It means that it could happen.
Indeed.
It could happen. That's why I have the word coincidence.
Gentlemen,
So I don't think it is fair enough for us
Okay.
to assume that because this cannot be done, it was because of what happened. No.
The
But
question,
I must say that government still have a lot to do. And government is not resting on its oars. It's not resting on its oars.
but they're supposed
Just
to
of
have,
recent-
we need
just of
to
recent,
see,
about
we need to see
7,000
movement.
jobs.
But Nigeria is static.
Just a
We
moment.
need to see
No,
movement.
I disagree with
We are
you.
moving backward.
Look
Look at our exchange rate. Look at our exchange rate. Look
The
at
exchange rate
production.
is
Look
a
at
function-
production. Nobody can
exchange
produce
rate-
again. Nobody can do anything
Just-
again.
just a minute,
Exchange rate is
It's a
collapsed.
function of the world economy. Nigeria is
Interesting.
not alone. In other clients, the same has happened.
Interesting.
It's not
And what
enough.
happened in Ghana?
So
What happened to
what?
the exchange rate in Ghana? Now Ghana's money is now having more value than Nigeria. Even
Yes.
Cotonou there.
Yes.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Well,
They are now doing Nigeria must go again in
Gentlemen, it's
Ghana.
getting very interesting. Can we
having
just,
more value
can we just
than
hold our
us.
peace so that
Yes.
we can educate Nigerians that are watching at the moment?
Yeah.
Well, in yesterday's speech, the president says, as a government, we remain committed to our constitutional oath of securing the lives and property of the citizenry.
Yeah.
I just want to turn our attention from the issue of economy to other matters at this time. However, we call on the citizenry to also support the government in providing necessary community-level intelligence in addressing these challenges. What do you make of this one, Muyiwa Ogunlaja?
In many civilized climes, governance is not solely charged with security. And thank God in Nigeria, it has not been left to government alone. No armed robbery thrives without some information, without one or two people participating. Criminals don't stay in the air. They live amongst us. And they can only thrive if you allow them to. The question is this: what have you done to identify the criminal your next door neighbor? Who's the criminal? What have you done? It's not enough for to just say that.
Are you looking at the individual role?
Individually.
Okay.
What have you done? In some other states, what have state government done to ensure that criminals are dealt with? You see? So the point is that it is not just the federal government or Nigerian nation allowing criminals to thrive. It is individuals too. What makes the nation? Individuals. What you have done, what I have done, what he has done will make Nigeria what Nigeria should be. So the point is that collectively we have to come together and ensure that we need all this in the board. Let us identify those bad elements. Let us deal with them. And when we do, it will serve as a good example. That's number one. Number two, government has been doing its best to ensure security. If that has not done, if that has not taken place, Boko Haram will have spread straight to the south now. As of today in the south, we are still twice closed. There is no country that does not have security problems. Not even in Britain, not even in America. There is no country that don't have security problems. It's happening to manage it very well, and that we are doing within the confines of our resources. I must say that Nigerians themselves, we are the architect of our problem. It's not the government. It's not the government. If some individuals can be going at the back to fund insurgency, if individuals who are at parties, at government functions, government decisions, will not go and leak decisions, if individuals who should ensure that the armed robbers are dealt with, I don't want to support the armed robbers. Then, what I'm saying,
just a moment before I let you in.
I want to land.
Before I let you
The
in.
point I want to actually land on is that security is everybody's concern, and all of us are guilty. The question is, what have you done to ensure that there's security in the land? What have you done to ensure there's security in the land? And those who are charged with this, are they really doing their duty? There shouldn't be government alone? No. Government is collectivity of the people's aspirations and roles, and not just that of the institution that stands for the administration.
What do you think is the role of government in eradicating poverty at this level? Let me give you the statistics. According to UNICEF, they say that Nigeria has about 10.5 million out-of-school children, which is the highest in the world.
They are teaching them now.
What do you make of this development?
Now,
Yes.
is it me? Is it me?
Muyiwa Ogunlaja.
Yeah.
I'll let you speak.
You do.
I still put you on a pause.
Let me put it this way. The last time I traveled to the US, I saw on the streets a number of Americans unemployed, not doing anything.
What year was that? What year was
Just about 2 years ago, just 2 years ago, before the pandemic.
Okay. And they are hungry.
Not doing anything.
Are they hungry? Are they homeless?
And I must tell you that
Are they hungry? Are they
the
homeless?
one I met, they were with basins like the Almajiri, and I had to give money.
Those are the Almajiris in the US.
So that means
Those
it is
are
not.
the US Almajiris.
I am happy you have said that. That means it's not peculiar to Nigeria.
Okay.
But
In
you
other
know,
crimes,
every
just
hospital you are giving,
in other
they are
crimes,
doing
they are
one thing or the
there.
other. You see
They
them
are
playing,
there.
you
In
see them
Nigeria.
playing guitar. No!
In Nigeria too.
Don't feed people, wrong information.
It's not wrong.
You
It's
see
not
them
wrong.
playing
No.
guitar,
Just
you
a
see
moment,
them
gentlemen.
playing with football,
They are
you
playing
see them
guitar.
doing one
And
thing
if
or the
you-
other to
if you go-
entertain.
if you go to-
And then you now drop money. Because I do see them
I
in
don't want us to
PlayStation.
take this
If you go
too personal.
if you go
Okay.
to Benjo show, you will see group of boys blind, singing, sonorous voice, begging for money, singing, and you are about to give them money. You see, I have seen someone whose name trying to jog ball, attract attention.
Those are the
and
things you
give
see in
money.
US.
So, it's only in Nigeria too. So
You are yet to answer my question.
I will do.
On the issue of 10.5 million out-of-school children in Nigeria, the highest in the world.
It is the highest in the world because of what? You and I. All of us
How do you
believe in
mean?
white-collar jobs. Just hold on. Unless I work with the government, I'm not employed.
No, out of school
Yeah,
children is not only
just hold on. I'm
unemployment.
coming to that.
Out of school
I am coming to
children,
that.
not unemployment now.
Just relax. So much in white-collar jobs. To the extent that these children, if they cannot get admission to schools, to proper schools, believe that there's no other way they can be educated.
Okay?
There are many ways. All of us don't have to go to secondary school. All of us don't have to go to universities. We can go to technical schools.
Where are those technical
We can
schools?
go to
Where are those
technical
technical
schools.
schools?
And be technically.
Where are those technical schools?
Let me quickly get your reaction concerning Nigeria having about 10.5 million out-of-school children as reported by UNICEF, the highest in the world at the moment. Dr. Dayo Kayode, what do you make of this? These are the issue of eradicating poverty in the country.
Yes, I will pick up that issue of eradicating poverty with that issue of security that he was saying is for everybody. And in doing so, he came up with that concept of perception. So also, I will also come also to perception. Imagine a father and a mother not working, but stealing. What do you think their children will do? All right? And that family, that family is a prototype of Nigeria, where government is not doing, when government is not allowing an enabling environment for every individual to develop accordingly. What will you expect? A situation where there is serious systemic breakdown. What do you expect? Imagine the issue between what's his name now? The former chairman of EFCC and the Attorney General of the Federation, whereby
The suspended chairman.
the suspended chairman
Okay.
alleged, and he even mentioned it, the AGF, Attorney General of the Federation, mentioned it as regards its activities in selling some of the seized products, some of the seized vessels by EFCC, and of which, according to the act that created EFCC and the Constitution, it was supposed to be undertaken by the Secretary of EFCC. All right, and not until today has been done. That is a country whereby anybody can flout our rules and regulations and nothing will happen. So what do you expect of followers? That is to tell you why we are having serious of security breaches in this country. 2, on the issue of poverty, what do you expect? Whereby most of the industries producing cannot produce again. Those people that were working before in Dunlop, those people that were working before on all those industries along this road in Ikeja, where you were having a Dunlop before. What's the name of that road again? Go and look at all the warehouses there, all the factories there, including Milo.
I don't want you to be calling.
Batalo.
I don't want you to be calling brands. On
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
program.
including, do you understand?
Okay.
All of them, all those people working there before, have they been thrown into the lagoon? Are they not living among us? Are they not part of those people that are unemployed? Now, it was talking about our kind of education.
Is that the fault of the government? Don't you have other companies that are thriving in the country?
Where are those, even all those companies, are you aware about the crying of Manufacturer Association of Nigeria of recent as regards what is happening to them due to devaluation of our naira? And do you know why of recent our naira was devaluated? Do you know why? I will tell you. All those things are there. IMF conditions. Are you aware of the $1.3 billion this government is trying to borrow from IMF? Did you read about the conditions IMF gave them? It's in the public domain. We all know. So where do you expect all these people now? I was involved in a particular importation of recent. When you buy your dollars in like 20 naira to bring in goods, before the goods arrive, before the arrival of the goods, dollars now increased from 20 naira, assuming 20 naira to 35 naira. How do you want to sell those goods? Those are issues. And that is why MAN cried out. Most manufacturing industries, they will have to rejig themselves. For them to be in production, they have to ask some people to go. Where did they start from?
But talking
Look
about
at the educational system I was talking about. Technical schools of those days.
talking about borrowing, this same government said we are borrowing on infrastructural development.
Oh my God. The one they have borrowed, how have they even utilized it?
Are you not in this country? Are you not seeing some of the
money they are borrowing, and the infrastructure that they have done? Yeah. What is the correlation between them? Yeah. What is the correlation between them? Tell me, what is happening to our refinery? Assuming today that we are the one refining our products, number one, there will be employment. Number two, all these our foreign exchange wouldn't be like that, and I will explain to you why. The shipment of crude to where it will be refined will not be there. The shipment back to Nigeria will not be there. All the other residuals that are involved when you are cracking your crude oil, they will all be here. And we can also use those ones to kickstart our petrochemical industries. If those things are here, do you know how many people will be gainfully employed? Not to now talk of the other derivative employments that will follow it. The truck driver, dry cleaner, food sellers, all those paraga sellers, even banking will also thrive. Even those who sell fuel, they will also. Do you understand? Millions of employment that will be generated. Where are those things? Why are these things happening? Because it's not mainly on this government, even though this government is a huge contributor. But this is circumstances that you can trace the trajectory back to past governments.
To which administration?
Number one. That's good.
Listen to me.
Yes.
Listen to me.
Yes.
And that.
Just a moment, Dr.
Oh, Emmanuel, you are distorting my thoughts. Just stop disturbing. I want to make points.
Okay, can you just
stop distorting
me? Can you make that point?
Yes. Now, when you trace it back, we people at that point, because we are not as knowledgeable as we are now, we are not as exposed as we are now, we are not being able to get information as we have now. Now the thing is now spilling to us in our faces, and that's why you see series of. But again, this government had shown high level of insensitivity to the needs of the people, because if they have not, by now each state will have been having.
How do you mean about talking about insensitivity to the plight? Just a moment, to the plight of Nigerians. This is the same government that has said something about electricity tariff, and at the moment that has been suspended for the next 2 weeks for a review. Because if you are saying that the government is insensitive, what do you make of this development?
When I'm talking about insensitivity,
right,
on different areas, and I will explain to you. Since when have we been talking about modular refineries in this country? Even this administration, when it was coming in, it mentioned it. It also mentioned that even what we call subsidy was a fraud. So how come they're now talking about that subsidy that was labeled a fraud. That means it's now fraudulent like other governments. All right? So, when you're now talking about this electricity, is it today we have been talking about our electricity? Look at how much money that have been pumped into discos and JCOs.
I put you on a
What have they done?
Let me quickly get the reaction of
I must say that
on this development.
governance is a continuum. I want to agree with that. But most people to track events. If any government had done a lot about electricity, I think this present administration should be given the credit. Before this administration, we all knew millions of naira that were pumped to this during the former General Basojo's regime, and nothing came out of that. And I want to say that, you see, Nigerians, we are the architect of our own problems. If you take a look at the quantum of money already given to the Niger Delta in terms of their own development, that place should be Little London now. But what's happening there? Nothing. Who are those giving the money? Those from that same area. So it's not everything that you blame the government for. Let us be truthful with ourselves. Nigerians are not doing enough. When refineries were to be built, government will use people. Where are the people that have been saddled with this responsibility of building the refineries? Have they come up? Have they come up, I guess? When they do, are they not there? Like we're talking about public utilities now. Look at what's happened to the rail line. We have never had it so good in Nigeria. What we're having now. You can close your eyes and say, I'm going to Abeokuta. In less than 10 minutes, you are there. And it will soon go to other parts of the federation. During Jonathan's regime, we are probably the second Niger bridge. Nothing happened. For information, second Niger bridge is almost 50% completed now.
Interesting.
Yeah, almost 50%. I am telling you that. Almost 50% completed. I said 50% completed now.
Have you been there?
Yes, at least I saw the
those people
I saw the pilot.
There are people that have been there and they are taking pictures of what is happening there, and we are getting information from them. And what is happening there? Those that live there, they take pictures, they send it out, and those pilots, with how much money have they spent there? With how much money they've spent there?
Construction of the bridge starts with the pilot.
I said with those piling, with how much? With how much money?
So the point is this.
Okay.
There is no place where you will not have problems confronting government. And there is no place where the government alone can get it done. That some industries have closed up doesn't really mean that it is the government's fault. At times, Nigerians are out of their own attitude, would deliberately frustrate. And when they do, not minding the fact that it will boomerang. It will boomerang. And when it does, you say it's good.
So what you're saying now
is it Nigerians that are frustrating them that is making them to devalue our money? Is it Nigerians that are frustrating them that is making them
Dr. Dayo, just a moment.
Is it Nigerians that are frustrating them not to have modular refinery? Is it Nigerians that are frustrating them not to have good roads?
If I
not to have good electricity?
Dr. Dayo,
systemic breakdown?
Dr. Dayo, can you just hold on? Gentlemen, can we just hold on?
Yes, we do. We will do just hold on. The point that has to be understood is this. There is no way you can live alone. The whole world is an island now.
Can you just hold on a bit? Okay. Let me quickly get, because you've provided a lot of challenges with developing the country.
Yeah.
If you're in the president's shoes, what will you do better?
Okay.
So let's start with you, Dr. Dayo Kaudi.
Fine. You see, if today...
I want your response to be as apt as anything. Because we have less than a few minutes to run.
That is what we call people's need.
How do you mean?
I will tell you. The needs and aspirations of Nigerians are so simple. So simple. I always say this, that where I come from, we always say something.
Can you interpret that, please?
That is, when an elderly person is eating akara now, akara, what is Oyibo of akara? Beans cake. How many from that quantum of bean cake you have in your plate will you give a small child? You know, when you are eating, a small child will be looking at you like this.
That means?
When you are not giving that person that small child to eat, he'll be looking at you, kilo shape of that guy now. That is what is wrong with this old man. Give me small, he'll be looking at you. But the moment you give that small child small, he will be okay with that and he will stop looking at your nose.
Are you saying the government is not giving back to the people?
So what we are saying now is the government needs to have compassion on the people by providing enabling environment in terms of light, road, cheap energy. When I say energy, petrol. Do you understand?
Those are the solutions.
Let there be air facility, school. Then the workers, let them have what I call sustainable minimum living standard, and then you see everybody falling in place. Nigerians don't deserve more. We're not asking for more.
Okay.
Just that.
Thank you very much. Muyiwa Ogunlaja, your reaction and solutions to some of the
governance
challenges.
Governance is a complex issue. It's intricate and it's more than just saying what you have just analyzed. For the country to continue to move forward, this administration should continue with its people-oriented policies and programs. What are these people-oriented policies and programs? Let's take government sit up and go to collaborations as Kebbi and Lagos states are doing with the production of rice, known as lake rice. Let's some other states that have comparative advantage in the production of some other items come together and produce items for the good of Nigerians.
Right.
Number two, let security be improved upon. In the production of security, all Nigerians must be involved. Let us all be security conscious. Let us give information where necessary so they can nip this in the bud. Then, power, government provide power. Okay. They let those Nigerians who go about cutting away cables, who go about removing transmitters, who go about tapping lights.
Who are they?
Stop this.
Who are they?
These are Nigerians.
Are they not being sponsored? Are they not being sponsored?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Stop this.
When they catch them, what did they do to them? When they catch them, what did they do to them? When they catch them, what did they do to them? The Boko Haram they caught, what did they do to them?
Dr. Dayo Tade, political technocrat, thank you so much for joining us on Political Lens. Otumba Muyiwa Ogunlaja, public affairs analyst. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you. Thank you.
Let's quickly do the comparison when the president said about Chad. If I can have that chart on the screen at the moment. Chad is an oil-producing country. Chad
really?
362 per liter. And Niger Republic, oil-producing country, sells 1 liter for 346, and that's what we can see there. And in Ghana, another oil-producing country,
are they really oil producing? Are they really oil producing?
326 naira per liter, and further in Egypt, 211 per liter. Saudi Arabia, and that is what the president is saying that Nigerians, where we are buying a liter at a very cheaper price.
Then let us also talk about their per capita income, their GDP, the level of social availability. Let us put those all into consideration before we can have a good analysis.
Thank you very much. But one thing we should put into consideration there is that what is the minimum wage of this country in Nigeria? Till I come your way again, I remain Emmanuel Ajayi. God bless you, and God bless Nigeria. Bye for now.